Our next presenter, artist, is Sara deBeer. A Connecticut performing and teaching artist, Sara deBeer is affiliated with Storytellers in the Schools and is a trained facilitator for family read, book voyages, and literature for a lifetime. Sara has been a professional storyteller since 1978, using her wide repertoire of international folk tales. She tells stories that tie in with studies of science, social studies, and language arts. Today, she's telling a story she collected while on a traveling fellowship in Ireland. She will then demonstrate how she would use the images from this story with fifth graders to explore figurative language. Sara deBeer.
I'm just going to tell you a little from the beginning and then kind of summarize the next part of the action and give you kind of a big central part of the action and then kind of summarize and take us to the end pretty quickly. There were once 3 brothers. 2 of the brothers were very clever, very handy. Anything they tried to do, they did fast and they did well. But the youngest brother was another sort altogether. It took him a long time to get things done, and his brothers never gave him enough time. And so they said he couldn't do anything right. Now the 3 of them lived in a kingdom where there was a king who had a daughter. And this king said that the only person who could marry his daughter was someone who could build a boat that would sail on land exactly as if it were sailing on the ocean. Well, the 2 older brothers are convinced that they can do this, but they fail. The 3rd brother goes out in the woods. He gets a big pile of wood. He knows he can't build this kind of a boat the same way that he would build another. And then, thanks to his honesty, there before him in the forest is a gleaming boat. The wood joined together so perfectly that you couldn't tell where one piece of wood ended and the next one started. He had in his hand a willow wand. In Ireland, they call those thin sticks that you would get from the willow tree a wand. And he took that willow wand and he climbed up into the boat and he gave it a tap to make it go. And he started traveling along as if he were sailing on the ocean instead of in the forest. And he was moving so fast that the trees were just a blur on either side of him. But then he realized, running beside him, keeping up with the pace of that boat, was a man. And he took another look at that man and he saw that man was running that fast on one leg. He had the other leg strapped up under his arm. And he stopped the boat. He said, "Who are you and what do you do?" "I'm Run-All," said the man. "I can run faster than the wind." "Well, come on in this boat," said the boy. "You might be of service to me." He started it up again, traveled along and traveled along. He saw a man with his ear flat down to the ground, and he was curious, so he stopped the boat. He said, "Who are you, and what do you do?" "Oh," said the man, "you don't have to shout. I'm Hear-All. I can hear any sound in the world. I was just listening to the sound of the grass growing." "Well, come on in this boat," said the boy. "You might be of service to me." There were some wonderful men in that story, weren't there? They all had certain powers. Today, I have decided we're going to spend a little time thinking about Hear-All. Can anybody tell me anything you remember about Hear-All? What do you remember about Hear-All?
He could hear the grass. He could hear the grass grow.
He could hear the grass growing. Yes, absolutely. Good listening. Yes.
When the protagonist spoke to him, it hurt his ears. He said, "You're
Okay.
shouting."
A normal tone of voice from the boy hurt his ears. If we don't want to think about really loud sounds, what kind of sounds do we want to think about? We have soft, and we have quiet, and we have whisper, and we have faint. Anything
Subdued.
else? What?
Subdued.
Subdued. Okay. We're going to start off with the word as soft as, or you could say as quiet as faint as whispery as the wind. Okay? So let's try that. I can hear anything in the world. I can hear sounds as whispery as the wind. Now we're going to do it again as a group. I can hear anything in the world. I can hear sounds, and I'll do this part, as quiet as a mouse. I can hear anything in the world. I can hear sounds as subdued as the night. I can hear anything in the world. I can hear sounds as soft as a caterpillar's footsteps.